Hi, I'm Ladios Muhammad and I'm with Living with Valor. I'm in beautiful City Park today. It's a nice little overcast. It's not too hot. Um, just enjoying the day, a beautiful Sunday, and taking a walk. And today I want to talk about reintroducing yourself to you. On my last video we talked about when you transition and get into the survival phase, how you first want to learn your triggers. Okay. Next, you want to definitely, after you learn these triggers, you may need to take some time off from friends, unhealthy relationships, and even family members if at all possible. Because this is a time in an incubation stage where you just want to learn who you are and the things that you like to do. A lot of times in unhealthy relationships, we neglect those things that we did prior to being in a relationship. For instance, if you liked dancing, or if you liked doing theater, writing poetry, writing books, we tend to forget those little small things that made us who we are, because we were so involved or trying to please whoever we were with. So the first thing is you want to just make a list of some things that you like to do. Oh, the sun is getting bright all of a sudden. Oh, I guess we'll go back here. And, you know, for instance, one of the things that I loved is I loved dancing. I like salsa dancing. Okay, I wasn't really one who liked to hang out in the clubs, but I like salsa dancing. I like playing pool. I started just going to some pool halls randomly, and you know, I'd just get a table, and sometimes I ended up someone would come up and ask, "Hey, do you want to play a game?" And then as you're doing these wonderful things that you used to do, you start to open up new relationships. And attract new people and new surroundings. But most of all, you start to open up things when you're doing things that you like to do. It also leads to avenues and doorways to your passion. It may not be right away, but a lot of times it does. I'm not saying tragedy is something that that always leads to something good, but there's always a light and a dark component to everything that happens. And creatively, it opens up doors for it to serve your passion. Wow, this light is really doing some things here. So for instance, you might like to do salsa, and then next thing you know, you might attract a salsa partner, and you guys start doing competitions, and who knows, you might open up a salsa studio. All I'm saying is, when you start doing things that you like to do, it starts to open up your heart of who you are, and this is what leads you to loving yourself more, or building yourself and your self-esteem more. Because coming out of a relationship, you're not going to just say, "Oh, love yourself." It's a process. You don't even know yourself, and before you can love yourself, you have to get to know yourself. And starting with a few items of things that you want to do, or you had in mind, or a few goals. And this is where you can start to do and reintroduce yourself to you and say, "Who am I?" Because a lot of times we don't know who we are. We don't even trust ourselves. We don't trust our intuition. We don't trust making good decisions and judgments. And all of that can be torn down in an unhealthy relationship. But when you just start with the little things of saying, "Okay, this is what I like to do," and start doing it, it starts to open up that love, that inspiration, that motivation of what you used to have prior to the unhealthy relationship. And it's reintroducing yourself to you, and then you start to build yourself up, your self-esteem, and then plenty of things happen along the way. So if you've already learned some of your triggers, and now you're at reintroducing yourself to you, why don't you make a list of things that you used to like to do right now, and pick one and start doing it. I'm Ladios Muhammad. I'm sending the elevator down. See you at the top because the bottom's too crowded. Remember to live authentically and live with valor.